Alright, so there are going to be two ways that you can wedge, two ways that I wedge at least. One of them is ox head. Now you can kind of see, I've got a little bit going on. Right now you can kind of see, like, I don't know, some eyes or whatever, and then a face. So that's why it's called ox head. And the other way that I do it is spiral wedging, and you'll see that in a second. Okay, so this first way, I kind of hold my hands on the outside, and I'm pushing in with, like, right below my thumb, right here with the pads of my hand. And I'm pushing in and rocking the clay. So as you can see, the clay has kind of got a little rock to it. I'm not pushing in like that, because then when you fold it back up, you're going to fold that clay over and you're going to get air pockets. So basically you're just wasting time. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm pushing hard enough that I'm actually pushing air bubbles out, but I'm pushing soft enough that I'm really only going, I don't know, a quarter of the thickness of the clay. I'm really not pushing that hard. It looks like I am back here, but that's just where it's been wedged and it's getting ready to come back into the wedging process. So what I do is I push down and I rock it forward. I kind of pivot my hands right here on these little horns or eyes or whatever you want to call them. And I push back in, and I'm kind of actively holding this clay in, because if I just do it like this, I don't have my hands on the outside, eventually I'm just going to have a burrito. You don't want that. So you push, and that just gets the air bubbles out. It also gets the clay a little more plastic. Assuming that you mix your own clay, or that you bought clay, run clay through a pug mill or something, sometimes the clay will have little areas where the clay is not mixed all the way. And those areas, if they're not mixed, let's say you ball clay, which is a really plastic clay, if you don't have that mixed in with the rest of the clay, then there's a chance your clay might be short, or you might, if the clay was all the way mixed, you can make it this high, but if it's short, you can only make it this high. So you want to really wedge the clay really well to get all that clay, all those clay particles kind of homogenized and mixed together. So do this however many times you feel you need to until you get the air bubbles out, so on and so forth. And then you just kind of go a little more gentle, a little more gentle, a little more gentle, a little more gentle, until you get what you're going to throw on the wheel or cut it up, and then use it like that. The way that I do it now is called spiral wedging, and I just like it because it's easier, because I just have one pivot point. My hand's going to pivot right here. Both hands are still going to push in, but I'm going to pivot and rock. This is a more advanced technique, I would say, but it's, once you figure it out, it'll be the only way you wedge. Okay, so you push down, and as you can see, I pushed right here and right here. You can see where my hands were. Right hand was here, left hand was here. Okay, then I'm going to rock up, push again, rock up, push again. And instead of having the horn, my right hand's right here pushing into it. So it's wedging the clay basically on the side is where the clay is getting wedged. It's getting wedged over here. So I'm not pushing in with this part of my hand. I'm now pushing in with this part of my hand. Okay, so just kind of keep going with that. And it almost looks like a seashell the way I'm doing it. And the reason it's called spiral wedging, can't really see it, but I'm kind of making a spiral right here. Probably see that a little bit better. You can just see that the clay is starting to swirl. And another reason why I like doing this is when you're all said and done with it, if you go lighter, use less force, less force, less force, less force, then that's what you have to throw on the wheel head, as opposed to two sides that look like this, basically a big block of clay. You have something that just throw right on the wheel head and get ready to go throw with it. So this is the way I like to wedge. It just seems easier. Knock the clay into shape. Make sure that you don't have any ridges or any places that'll make an air pocket on the wheel head, and then just go throw with it.